The hangar lights flickered on one by one, carving away the shadows of dawn as if the building itself were waking from a deep, tense sleep. Lieutenant Commander Avery Rhodes stepped inside with the quiet precision of someone who had survived too many missions where silence meant survival. Her helmet rested under her arm, its polished sheen catching thin gold beams of morning light like a promise and a warning. At the far end of the hangar stood the Phantom 7, sleek, predatory, and unnervingly quiet. It looked more like a weapon forged by intention than by engineering. The aircraft's unusual metallic surface absorbed the light around it, as if it were already slipping into invisibility. Only a few people on the planet even knew it existed, and today, Avery was the only one being trusted to fly it. Captain Mason Hale stood beside the jet, hands behind his back, posture carved from stone. His white naval uniform contrasted sharply with the dark bulk of the aircraft. The medals on his chest didn't just sparkle. They whispered stories of battles fought in the spaces between classified pages. "Avery," he called, giving her a rare tight nod. "We're out of time. Intel confirms the convoy is moving." She stopped in front of him, her expression steady. "Coordinates. Updated in your HUD," Hale replied. "But listen carefully. Once you cross into the red zone, you are alone. No comms except emergency burst. No AWACS support. No visible signature. If you're spotted, it's over." She finished. It wasn't arrogance. It was fact. Hale studied her for a moment. "You're the only pilot with enough simulation hours to handle the Phantom's response systems, and the only one who's flown off grid at Mach 4 without losing consciousness." Avery allowed a small, humorless exhale. A flattering resume. Not flattering. Terrifying. Hale stepped closer. "You know what's at stake." Yes, she knew. The convoy moving across the desert wasn't just transporting weapons. It carried a prototype warhead capable of destabilizing an entire region. If it made it past the border, a chain reaction would begin. Alliances would crumble, military powers would mobilize, and the world would find itself staring down the barrel of a new war. And Avery Rhodes was the razor, thin line standing between peace and chaos. She placed her helmet on the wing, running her hand along the Phantom 7's cold surface. "What about extraction?" Hale hesitated, just enough for her stomach to tighten. "Extraction isn't guaranteed," he admitted. "Your priority is to destroy the warhead transport and disable the escort. After that, improvise." "Improvise," Avery repeated, my favorite word. Behind them, a team of pilots watched silently. They weren't part of this mission. They weren't cleared for it. But they understood enough. Their eyes carried a mixture of respect and dread. Avery didn't just represent their squadron today. She represented the world's best chance at avoiding a conflict no one would survive. She climbed the ladder, slipped into the cockpit, and lowered herself into the seat molded perfectly to her frame. Screens flickered awake the moment her gloves touched the controls. The aircraft hummed beneath her like a creature recognizing its rider. The canopy sealed with a hiss. "Phantom 7, you are cleared for takeoff." Hale said in her headset. "Copy." Avery replied, launching. The runway opened ahead like a silver vein. Engines roared. Muted, controlled, unnaturally smooth. And then she was gone. The jet sliced through the sky, leaving no trail, no echo, no sign she had ever been there. Clouds blurred beneath her. The earth curved gently at the edge of her vision. She accelerated. Mach 1, Mach 2, Mach 3. With each number, the world grew quieter. When she crossed into the restricted zone, a sharp beep signaled her transition to silent mode. All active comms died. Only her heartbeat remained. The desert stretched endlessly below, sandstorms carving wild scars across its surface. The convoy appeared as faint heat signatures first, then solid outlines, armored vehicles surrounding a heavily shielded truck at the center. The warhead, Avery steadied her breathing, target locked. The Phantom hummed, almost as if encouraging her. She angled downward. Just as she prepared to fire, something unexpected appeared on her scope. 4 enemy drones rising from behind dunes, converging fast. "Of course," she muttered. "Why would this be simple?" The first drone fired a missile. Avery banked sharply, the Phantom responding instantly, almost too fast, curving like liquid metal through the air. The missile missed by inches. Second droned, destroyed by a quick burst from her laser cannon. Third drone out, maneuvered. Fourth drone, persistent, tracking her heat signature. Avery dove low, skimming just feet above the sand. The drone followed. Come on, she whispered. At the last second, she pulled up sharply, releasing a shock burst from the Phantom's underbelly. The wave hit the drone, frying its circuits. It spiraled down and detonated. No more interruptions. Avery circled high above the convoy. She selected her payload. The Phantom's targeting system synced with the warhead container's weak point. The part designed to rupture if necessary but protected against all conventional weapons. The Phantom 7 wasn't conventional. Firing, the impact shook the earth. A fireball rose, sand whipping in every direction, vehicles flipping like toys. Through the glare, she saw the transport split open, its contents burning into harmless ash. Target neutralized. Avery breathed, but relief lasted only seconds. Her radar suddenly filled with red. Dozens of enemy jets lifted from a hidden runway miles away. They were coming for her, and fast. Avery angled the Phantom around, engaging full acceleration. The aircraft surged, the horizon turning into a streak of gold and blue. Missiles launched behind her, weaving toward her trail. You can't catch me, she whispered, gripping the controls. Mach 4, Mach 4. 3 Mach 4. 7 The Phantom 7 became a blur. Enemy radar lost her. Missiles lost her. The world fell away. When Avery finally crossed back into friendly airspace, her comms crackled back to life. Avery, do you copy? Captain Hale's voice burst through, raw with worry. She exhaled a shaky laugh. Copy, sir, mission accomplished. There was a long pause, long enough to imagine Hale closing his eyes, letting the relief wash over him. Welcome home, he said quietly. Avery touched the Phantom's console with a tired smile. No, she whispered. Thank you for bringing me home.